Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall just going solo to react to the massive news that Saul Canelo Alvarez will defend his undisputed super middleweight titles against the undefeated Edgar Berlanga on September 14th in Las Vegas. And yeah, Canelo, it's confirmed, has the date, has the opponent, his usual September fight, and it's Edgar Berlanga. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, it looked like Chris Eubank was the front runner for that one. Another interesting choice. So that yeah, that obviously didn't come to fruition. I know it's Berlanga that's gotten the big one, the biggest fight of his career by far. Undefeated, big puncher, but as I mentioned, the biggest night of his career. Never faced anyone like Saul Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, really. In terms of the fight itself, it's been met with a lot of criticism, for the one main reason, and we're going to talk about this pretty much any time now. Canelo announces an opponent that's not named David Benavidez. Benavidez is the fight that everybody wants to see. Another undefeated, quick, powerful challenge, for Canelo. And I don't like to use the word, the word duck gets thrown around or he's scared. I don't think Canelo's scared to fight David Benavidez. I really don't. I'd love to see the fight. I think it's an amazing fight, and I think David Benavidez has every tool in the box necessary to beat Canelo. But I don't think Canelo's scared. As fans, of course, we'd love to see it, but the fact of the matter is, to put yourself in Canelo's mindset, he's absolutely earned the right to not fight David Benavidez, as cruel as that sounds. It won't overly harm his legacy. It won't harm his legacy if he doesn't fight him, in my opinion. He's an absolute all-time great, first ballot Hall of Famer, undoubtedly, beating the best of the best, in multiple weight divisions, So the fact that people are holding it against him, for not fighting Benavidez, I think is a bit unfair, even though, as I say, we as fans would love to see the fight. I can understand the frustration, but as I say, the fact of the matter is Canelo Alvarez has earned the right to fight whoever he wants. And hopefully he will fight Benavidez one day. Who knows? Of course, Benavidez up at light heavyweight now. But would he come back down? Who knows? So yeah, it's Edgar Berlanga. Met with a lot of criticism from people upon this announcement, but I don't think this is as bad a fight as people are making it out to be. I really don't. Are people just angry because it's not Benavidez, or because they don't rate Berlanga? I don't rate Berlanga high, like very high at all. But I do think, he's very rough around the edges still, which is understandable. But so was Jaime Munguia. And there was people that thought Jaime Munguia was going to be a threat to Canelo Alvarez back in May. We all seen how that turned out. But Berlanga possesses a lot of the same attributes that Munguia possesses. He's big. He's a big super middleweight, big for the division, massive puncher, physical, young, fresh, and confident, coming to win. So he has a lot of tools that could cause Canelo problems. This could be a dangerous fight for Canelo early on. So I think the criticism that this fight's getting is harsh. I don't think it's a bad fight. When you look at who he could fight, it's a better fight than the aforementioned Chris Eubank Jr. fight. I know he shouldn't have never been in the equation to fight Canelo, but Edgar Berlanga is up at the upper kind of echelons of 168 pounds. Um, people don't really seem high on him, but as I mentioned, he's a rough diamond. I like him. He's not perfect, but who is really? So yeah, I think this is a good fight. Like, who else could he have fought that wouldn't have got criticism? Outside of David Benavidez, there's the likes of Christian and Billy, which would have been a great fight. The Frenchman, undefeated as well. Diego Pacheco, another undefeated young up and coming star. there's David Morrell. David Morrell would have been an outstanding fight for Canelo to take. I would have done me hat to him for that, but yeah, I think it's unfair to criticize him for fighting a fighter like Edgar Berlanga. You know, if he fought those names like Pacheco and Billy or Morel, he'd still get criticized because it's not David Benavidez. But I think he could be fighting far worse fighters than Edgar Berlanga. I really do. I think it has potential to be a dangerous fight. But that'd lead me on to my prediction for this one. I do think Canelo wins. I think he wins quite comfortably in the end. I'm gonna go for a points win for Canelo. Just a combination of things. First of all, as I mentioned in the video, Berlanga is making an absolutely monumental jump here in class to what he's faced before. You know, he's a big puncher. He's great knockout percentage, of course, at the start of his career for 16 fights. However, you know, to go from fighting Patrick McCrory, my fellow Irishman, no disrespect, to Canelo Alvarez is a huge jump. So I think the gap in kind of experience against that class of a fighter will be telling. I also think Canelo's just way too well rounded and too crafty for Berlanga. I think he's too versatile. In terms of his counter punching, his speed, his power, his shot selection. Yeah, and just overall, just way too experienced for Berlanga. So I think Berlanga's best chance here is to kind of get on him early, impose his size advantage as a big 168 pounder, and try to get his respect with that kind of that big power that he has in his hands. But I just think Canelo, he might lose early rounds, but he's gonna adjust and he's gonna pick Berlanga off for a points win. So yeah, I'm going for a Canelo points win here, but I don't think it's a bad fight. Yeah, another quick thing is just that it's going head to head with UFC 304 on the same night in the same city of Las Vegas. That's that one over in this Sphere, the new building. So it will be very interesting to see how kind of how well they do against each other. You know, Canelo star power, but against an opponent that's widely criticized. You know, up against the UFC, that will be very interesting. But yeah, that's all we have time for. Just myself giving a quick reaction to the news that Canelo Alvarez will face Edgar Berlanga September 14th, Las Vegas, Nevada. The undisputed super middleweight titles are on the line. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's not as bad a fight as people make out? You know, is it a dangerous opponent for Canelo? Or are you devastated that it's not David Benavidez or even another of the names that we mentioned on the video? So let us know what you think, how this fight goes, your thoughts on it. And yeah, don't forget, as always, drop a like on the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing, all our social media channels, X, Instagram, always great content, interviews, previews, breakdowns, predictions, all that good stuff. So let us know what you think, and yeah, speak again soon. Take care.